Hello everyone, can you hear me? Hi Divya, is my voice loud and clear? Can you just confirm me? I was actually testing my audio
Yes,
setting.
yes, it is clear now.
Cool, cool. All right, today is our very first session, and thanks for joining, guys. Can you start with the introduction so that we can know each other, and then we begin with the introduction of the Power BI.
Sure.
So, do you want me to introduce first, or if you guys can go on first, and I can introduce myself next? Do you want to go
Yeah,
first, Divya? Yeah.
yeah, that works for me. So hello all, I'm Divya Palanichami. I'm currently working as a UI developer. It's for past 1.5 years. So I have completed my master's in electronic and communication engineering. So, and now I decided to switch my career because I'm not good at coding. So I just wanted to switch my career to Power BI. And one of my friends have recommended this course. And so Santosh, as you know, Lavanya is my friend, and she has suggested me to join this
Oh,
course.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
know her. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to complete this and get a good placement on this.
Good, Divya. I think yeah, Lavanya is also taken course from me, and I
Yeah,
think she recently got a job. Yeah. Yeah.
correct. Yeah, so that made me so interesting, and yeah, she gave me a good reviews about this course and about the trainer I use. So I'm really excited to work with you.
Good. Keep keep that enthusiasm with you, and
Sure.
I'll make sure you also kind of get a fruitful result. Yeah.
Sure, Santosh. Thank you.
Thanks, Divya. Uh, who goes next? I think we have Kalpana,
I'll go
Malika.
next.
Yeah, please
I'll
go
go
ahead,
next.
Malika. Yeah.
Hey, hi all. This is Malika. Actually, I completed my master's in biotechnology. So
Mhm.
later on, I did some different kind of jobs. And last 1 year back, I did work as a Cognos developer. But
Uh-huh.
practically, it is Cognos developer. But I didn't do development or any such kind of thing. We did the prod support.
Mhm.
When I landed in that job, I didn't have any experience. I tried and I got into that, but unfortunately, due to my visa issues, I couldn't continue that. Because of my visa, I got a break of 1.5 years. In the meantime, I did join as a real estate agent. As of now, I'm working as a realtor. And but Because of my Cognos background of 1 year of experience, which it would help me in Power BI. So I thought of doing this Power BI course to help me land in a good job.
Cool, cool. Cognos is also one of the reporting tool, and
Yes.
as you mentioned, you worked on it, but not exactly on the complete tool, is it?
Yes.
Okay, no issues. And it's interesting to know that you're working on a real
Real.
estate side. Uh,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying in all aspects of my life. Let's see
yeah.
where I'm going to land myself. But I want to
Mm,
challenge myself every time
mm,
with a little bit of push up. So
yeah.
I have a starting trouble. So hopefully, even I was talking to Lavanya. Lavanya said
Oh,
good things about you. So yeah.
okay. Oh, good, good.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Santosh.
Yeah, thanks, Malika. Thanks
Mhm.
for the intro. And Kalpana, do you want to go?
Yeah. Hi,
Yeah.
Santosh. Hi, everybody. This is Kalpana. I have completed my graduation in BCom. I'm completely a housemaker because I came to US in 2008. Then I was in dependent visa. I don't have working visa. So a couple of years back only I got the working visa.
Mhm.
So I don't have any experience as working.
Mhm.
So this is the first where I'm entering into IT field. I don't have
Okay.
any knowledge on anything. Um, just I worked as 1 year as part time in
Mhm.
US only, like
Mhm.
an admin,
Mhm.
helping in accounting, creating invoices and all those things. In Excel sheet, all the data checking and all verifications and all.
Awesome. Mhm.
That's it about me. Yeah, I'm hoping I'll understand better and I'll be in Power BI
No, no, that's
working.
awesome. Actually, you worked with Excel data, so that's all we need. That's kind of a base. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that deep because it's a
Yeah,
part
it's no
time.
need to be deep.
Never.
Yeah, it's a basic.
Yeah.
If you know about the
Yes.
tables in Excel, and you kind of know that we can make something out of that data. Yeah, that should be fine. We can pick it up from Power BI.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sandesh.
Thanks, Kalpana. I think next, Sai Shiv.
Hi, actually, my name is Dinesh. Hi, everybody, and hi, Santosh.
Sorry, can you repeat your name? I missed it.
Uh, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Yeah, my name is Dinesh.
Dinesh. Oh, okay. Hi, Dinesh. Please tell
Yeah,
me. Yeah.
actually, I forgot to switch my name.
Mhm.
It's my registered name on my PC. That's why you're saying that.
No issues. No issues. Yeah.
Okay. And I have a IT background.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I I have worked extensively on Oracle ERP. I work as a system administrator as well as coding part on like customization of the ERP data conversion. So I have a coding experience as well. I have apps app manage. I work as a application administrator in the sysadmin means
Mm-hmm.
not like maintaining like Unix or anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I have some health issues. So I have a, and then a pandemic came, and my son, I have to take care of him. He was studying from home.
Okay.
My wife also working, and if she'll lose the job, and it's hard for her to get back. And I was already out of the work because of my health issues, so I wasn't looking for.
Okay.
I
Okay.
recover it and thinking to switch back on any one of like
Okay.
Salesforce or this Power BI as I'm one of this interested. So I thought let me join today and how it works.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know that BI publisher, Oracle BI publisher also, but I
Okay.
never
Mm-hmm.
try on Power BI.
Okay. Be a publisher in the sense, did you do any development of the reports?
I'm sorry.
Be a publisher you mentioned from Oracle, right? So did you do any development of the reports?
Yeah, some basic. I mean, not like extensively work on that, but I know the whole in and out of that.
Okay, good, good.
You create from different sources of data like spreadsheet and from your database and all that. Build your query and create your templates, RTF templates, and in word processing, and then publish it again. I also have some exposure to Oracle Fusion app,
Mm-hmm.
that OTBI.
Okay, okay.
It's
Seems you
built
already,
in like
yeah.
built-in Power BI kind of things in a
Mm-hmm.
cloud application, that OTBI.
Right, right, right. Yeah, seems you already exposed to BI applications. And can you mention how many years of experience you have?
I have in my last experience, last work, I worked like 5 years of application administrator on
Mm-hmm.
Oracle ERP. Before that, I have worked on like different coding side. So I have total of more than 20 years actually.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I have a big gap.
yeah, this is fine. Yeah, I understand.
So I many things. I'm not trying to disappoint, but as my background, technical background, I can learn many things myself.
Mhm.
But by learning from somebody, it's different than learning yourself.
I totally agree
Experience.
on that. I totally agree on that. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I totally agree on that. Basically,
Yeah,
yeah.
because as you have experience, so you clear my doubts, say, and it's easier to learn.
Yeah,
Interactive.
yeah. Interactive session is always better. Yeah. instead
Yeah.
of video sessions.
And
Yeah.
I recently that Oracle has a free that certification. Aware of that Oracle Cloud certification.
Uh-huh.
So I was before I came in contact with the Guru School, I was preparing for that. So and I thought, if I prepare, let me give the exam too, even whether I move forward or not. I know Oracle Cloud has not as much demand as like AWS and Salesforce. Still, I got that
Mhm.
certification on infrastructure architecture associate.
Okay, you completed the certification.
Yeah, I completed the foundation architecture and infrastructure architecture.
Awesome, awesome. Congratulations for that,
Yeah,
Dinesh. Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
It's a long way to go, but until you have practical knowledge, it's, it's like study-based knowledge. It's very different than you work really on a real project.
Agree, Dinesh. Totally agree with you. Yeah, and yeah. Thank you so much for introducing. And can you just mention where are you from? Which location?
I'm in Michigan, Detroit.
Detroit. Okay. Thanks, Dinesh. Thank you.
Yeah.
Divya, Malika, Kalpana, can you also mention your location as well as year of pass out? Like I think Divya, you mentioned you were done with electronics and communications in the masters. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. So I'm from Irvine, California. So my
Mhm.
graduation, I have completed my master's in the year of 2015.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Kalpana, please.
Yeah, I live in New Jersey. I have completed my BCom graduation in 2005.
Okay. Okay. Uh, Malika.
Yeah, I live in Pennsylvania. I graduated in the year 2005.
Okay.
I completed my master's. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks everyone for the introduction. Okay. Let me introduce myself as well. So basically, uh, I'm from Hyderabad, and I've been into training since past 3 years. Before that, I was also doing a little bit of training in my you know workplace. Basically, I have a total of 12 plus years of experience in BI. When I mentioned BI, I was working with various business intelligence tools. I'm not sure if you are aware of SAP Business Objects, Crystal Reports. These were one of the enterprise reporting tools, which were kind of the most used tool. It was one of the costliest tools available, BI tools, and many of the major companies were having these tools. So I was working on these tools for over 8 years initially, and since past 4 years, I've been completely working on Power BI for 4.5 years by now, like Power BI, Microsoft Power BI, and relevant tools like we have a family of Microsoft tools like I call it as a package like Power Platform. I'm not sure how many of you have heard. So basically, Power Platform has got like mix of four tools. Power BI being the front, which is a basically reporting tool, and then we have a couple of more, which does a little bit of automation of things like Power Automate, which does some automations, and then we have some applications which build like on mobile Power Apps, and then we have something called chatbots, which are called Power Virtual Agent. So we have four different tools which falls on single umbrella called as Power Platform. So I've been working on these various tools since past 4 years, but extensively on Power BI majorly, being my core strength as a Power BI developer. And along with the training, I also kind of work as a full-time employee with one of the topmost employer, and I have a job, a daily job, and I kind of manage my trainings because, especially with the beginning of the pandemic, I got an good space for myself to kind of continue my training, because before that I was training in office, like I was training my colleagues in terms of management level, in order to do some knowledge transfer, and my management were kind of happy with my training, and they were kind of pushing me to give a lot of trainings internally, and then I got a lot of feedback from my colleagues. Why don't you kind of train real time, like why don't you train outside? Then I have kind of decided to make a couple of courses in Udemy. I'm sure you all know Udemy. It's one of the majorly used IT platform. So I have a couple of courses on Udemy as well. After that, I got a lot of students, and then people started, kind of approaching me for trainings, and then I've joined Guru schools, and been, having a lot of students from especially US and Canada. So yeah, this is all about myself. I'm basically based out of Hyderabad. Yeah, I completed my graduation in the year 2009, and since then I've been working as a complete business intelligence developer. All right, I think we can start with the Power BI today. Divya, do you want to add something?
No, good.
Okay. All right. Let me start with the introduction. So I'm assuming, like everyone, because there would be a mix of people. Some people would have a little bit of exposure to Power BI. Some people may not. So I kind of start from basic, so that everyone gets a little bit of advantage, because always it's good to start from zero, because we might not miss some people who want to start from zero. So let me start from zero now. Okay. So what exactly is a Power BI? Power BI is one of the BI tool, business intelligence tool. The term business intelligence, we know, it's kind of basically helps to business in terms of developing reports, dashboards, and adding, or value based upon some data which is already available, right? BI. So similarly, we have something called Power BI to do that. You might be aware of various tools in the market, especially in the current trend. We have something called ClickView, we have Tableau, right? These are kind of trending tools. And we also heard about Cognos, right? All these are BI tools, and business objects, which I told about my experience. Yeah. So all these are BI tools. Basically, these tools help to make some meaningful visualizations, meaningful reports, dashboards, which would help management to take proper decisions, higher level decisions, which kind of improve their business, which kind of impact their entire business, right? So all these are BI tools. So out of that, kind of Power BI is making a lot of news since past 2 to 3 years, because of its ease of use, because of its less cost, right? So basically, what else we can do with Power BI is not only we build reports and dashboards, but also we kind of clean the data, because when you clean the data, when the data is in a proper shape, only then you come up with a meaningful BI, or meaningful visualizations or report. So it also allows us to clean the data. We can model the data. We can actually make a proper model of the data, and then finally we will visualize the data based upon some visualizations like charts and all. So this is all about Power BI. It does these different steps. All we know is that it builds reports and dashboards, but it does a lot more things other than visualizations, like other than dashboards, like cleaning data, modeling data, which are kind of main thing which we will be discussing in deep as we proceed. Okay. So again, why you should learn Power BI? Like I mentioned, this is kind of popular tool because of its cheapest price, being one of the a major advantage to get this tool. Like a lot more companies, lot of the clients, lot of the companies, basically what they are doing is that purchasing it and exploring with Power BI. And once they understand that the power of it, and they are kind of going it in a full time, like they're making it as a permanent BI tool, and they are kind of stopping you I mean stop using the other BI tools which they are using already. Okay. And right now, why you should learn? Because as you know, it's most popular BI tool, high demand for Power BI experts in the market, and this demand will continue in the next definitely at this point of time we could definitely say 2 years from now it's definitely there. And by looking at the graph, yeah, definitely it is going to be for 5 years, but we can close our eyes and tell easily that next 2 years there's no what you can say gaps in that. It's high in demand, and also it's easy to learn. Basically, uh, Power BI, I generally make a statement when I say this particular line because many trainers don't mention that, but I clearly make a statement saying that it's yes, it's easy to learn, but again I say one more point: it's difficult to master. Easy to learn, yes, everybody starts learning it. I train a lot of people, a lot of students learn from me. They got jobs, yeah, they started their career with Power BI, but when they wanted to go to the senior level, or they have to master the role. So mastering is difficult in the sense you need to put your efforts, especially when you have to master this tool. You need to be well versed with the DAX. There's something called DAX, which is a formula language of Power BI, where you need to spend a little bit of more logic in it, more practice in it. So other things you will kind of get acquainted with it, because you must be already using a lot of Microsoft tools like PowerPoint, right? Microsoft PowerPoint presentation, Microsoft Excel. So these are our daily drivers, right? Without these tools, I don't think we do anything anywhere in the IT, right? Excel is there, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word is there, Microsoft PowerPoint is there, right? Similarly, Microsoft Power BI. So Microsoft Power BI is also kind of carrying that kind of UI, because if you see Excel, if you see PowerPoint, you are kind of familiar with the UI since years, right? You go to file, you go to options, you know a little bit. Even if you don't know a particular point, you know how easily you can go and navigate and get that point. So similarly, the Power BI, so it's no different. They're kind of making that kind of easily identifiable UI or options. You can go to file, you can go to different options in there. Okay, so that kind of friendly UI is there with Power BI desktop. That's where people are kind of finding it comfortable, because they're already using the other tools of Microsoft, right? So as I mentioned, yeah, you need to master it. Then there's something called DAX. You need to spend a little more time on practice the DAX, which I'll be covering in details of DAX sessions. Okay. So yeah, so that keep in mind. Okay, you need to kind of keep that in mind, that you need to dedicate some time, like dedicate your Power BI training time, like then put some efforts on DAX, and then you'll easily master. All right. So again, you can completely automate things in the sense, yes, Power BI, Power BI does a lot of automation things. Along with that, you have other tools as well. Like I mentioned, Power Automate was one of the tool which does everything automation. But Power BI, yes, it does all the manual tasks automated. Like you can kind of do a report for now, and forget it next month. Like you can all you need to get is a data sheet or data set from your manager, and just plug into your Power BI, and it takes care. Like it's only one time build that you do of writing some logics and creating some reports. Next month, if you get a next month kind of an Excel sheet or some data input, you just kind of plug into that, and automatically your report is ready within seconds. So you need not rework or need not work again. So it's one time, and it does automation of manual tasks. And also you can schedule the reports, can automatically share the reports to different users, business users. We can do a lot of other automation stuff as well, like alerts and all. So we're going to look into it deeper down the line. Okay. Yeah, it's cheapest in the market. So as this is one of the basically screenshot taken from one of the major surveyors, which usually does the survey from I think they are based upon from US, and they kind of came up with this Microsoft tool is kind of trending in the market, and this was taken last year, like 1 year back. And on today's date, yes, definitely it has grown to the next level, because I've seen lots of customers using Power BI. Okay. Yeah. And then how difficult is Power BI tool to learn? easier than Excel. Why we call it as easier than Excel is you might have used Excel on the basic level, but we all know we have a lot of functions, a lot of capabilities of Excel, right? Like we look up and we do a lot of formulas which go to the next level. Even working on Excel also needs some kind of, if you want if you want to be a master of Excel, yeah, there's a lot of formulas in there, a lot of work in there. But when I say easier than Excel, Power BI basically helps you. When you write some formula, it gives you a lot of suggestions, like to pick up. There are thousands of formulas in it, and it gives you suggestions. It gives you the, you know, uh, information, help information, like what that function does, and it kind of stuff. Spoon foods. I mean, it's kind of giving you a spoon feeding, basically. It allows us to write some formulas, give some suggestions, give some automations also. I'll be talking about the visualizations also. You need to just ask a question, automatically it does some visualization for you as well. So that's where I'm saying, like, once you learn some tactics of Power BI, it will be much easier in doing the Power BI stuff. Okay, one of the best BI tool. So especially our training would be more practical, right? Except the very first session, which we will be talking about what is Power BI and all. Otherwise, once we jump start our journey of learning Power BI, it will be 100% practical. Where when I say practical, it's like you can go and implement the same thing from your machine, and ask any doubts on the next session if you have any. So, and I want everyone to kind of do some, whatever we discuss in the session, we have to go back and before we come back to the next session, you can just try it and ask any questions if you have before we start our next session, so that first 5 to 10 minutes we have a discussion, and then we move on with our daily session. Okay. And yeah, I think some this statement kind of helps a lot of people who wants to start their career, who have never worked on IT or never worked on any tool. All you need to have basically is the knowledge on how to operate Windows. Yeah, yes, this is true, because once you know how to operate a Windows machine, you can start working on Power BI, because 80% of Power BI training would be just button clicks. So if you know how to use a mouse, you can just like this application that you're seeing, like go to file, go to home button, insert, draw, like in similar way. You have a Power BI desktop, you have to go to this option, you have to do something, you have to go to this option, you have to do something, the same thing. So yeah, this is 20% of where I say there's a DAX formula language, yeah, where you need to put your head and logic. Yes, but 80% is done by the button clicks. Yes. Okay. So let me just kind of give you an intro of what I'm going to cover in my next few sessions. This is not the entire session, but next few sessions we're starting off with how to download and install the Power BI. We'll be seeing it that today, and you also can do the installation from your end if you are not already done. And then setting up, I'll be maybe provide you a common ID, but especially this is not required, but I'll just tell you what is this. And this is required maybe after a few sessions to you. I'll be sharing some account details and credentials, so that you can use that ID for the learning purposes. And then we'll understand like what is an architecture of Power BI, and some model, like what exactly are the steps involved in the Power BI. And especially we work on this ways of connecting to data sources. We'll be taking some examples, like by connecting to different kinds of data sources, and I'll be talking about each demo. I'll be demonstrating each data source, and then these are the few examples that we will be covering. And then we'll be jump starting of, like, transformations, data types, grouping of queries, like there's something called M code, dependency of queries and all. Okay. So let's start with the very first part of it, like how to download a Power BI desktop tool. So like this, like I can just copy this link, or you can always see, can always search in the Google instead of going to that tool. I'll just take you. You can always search for Power BI, download Power BI, something like that. Let me just. just go to the google.com, okay, and just search for download Power BI, okay. So when you do this very first search, this is the very first link that comes up to download Microsoft Power BI. Okay. So you land on this page, the same screenshot I have mentioned, as you can see, you land on this page. Okay. So basically there are two different options that you could use it for download. As you can see, the very first part which says is Microsoft Power BI Desktop. Okay. So the tool which we are going to learn is called as Microsoft Power BI Desktop. Okay, you need to completely, whenever you talk about it, you need to completely spell it like Microsoft Power BI Desktop. Power BI Desktop. Okay. So when you say Power BI Desktop, you basically the tool that we are going to learn in this entire course is this one. Okay. Basically, as you can see with the Power BI Desktop, you can visually export your data through a free form drag and drop canvas, a broad range of modern data visualizations, and an easy to use report authoring experience. So we'll be building this Power BI desktop reports. Yeah. So as you can see, there are two options to download. One is direct download option and this advanced download options. So what is the difference between these two is when you click on the first download option, if you are a Windows, 8 and above user, like basically 10 and 11 these days, right? So it will automatically open up the Windows, Microsoft Store. So when you click on this, you can see it gives an option to open Microsoft Store. So when you click on open Microsoft Store, basically you would land up on a Microsoft Power BI desktop app, which is coming from Microsoft Store. Okay. So you can actually install your application from here as well if you are comfortable. So there are two different differences when you do that. So as you can see, this is showing that Microsoft Power BI desktop, right? It's allowing you to open up. That means I already installed it. If not, it would give an option called install. Okay. So you can install it from Microsoft Store. The advantage of installing from here it is basically it will automatically update on a monthly basis. So especially as a Power BI desktop developer, you need to be aware of one thing, that you get the updates of a Microsoft Power BI desktop on a monthly basis. Okay. Uh, this is one of the major reason why this BI tool is getting popular, because what exactly is an update? Update is nothing but they kind of, Microsoft team kind of listens to the users, to the developers especially, and tries to add new features on every update, right? So if you are getting an update on a monthly basis, that means the Microsoft team is working on a regular basis, and every month you are seeing uh, your question is being answered, or your issues are being addressed. So if there is some small bugs, they are fixing it. If they are kind of improvising it, they're kind of providing latest features. So what else the developers or what else the client needs, right? So they're kind of happy with it. So this is one of the major reason where many people are going to Microsoft Power BI. So this is one of the major reason. Okay. So we are getting monthly updates. So what happens if you go with the second option is, if you go with the second option called advanced download options, you kind of get an .exe file. As you can see, you can go to Microsoft Power BI desktop and just click on download. So when you click on download, you get two options. So one is for a 64-bit machine. So if your laptop or your desktop is basically a 64-bit machine, you can select this and click on the download next, and it will automatically download a exe file on your desktop. If you are using 32 machine, you can use this one. So once you download this, you have to install it manually. And the difference between the previous one and this one is kind of, you have to do it on a monthly basis. Once you get an update, once you are aware, like somewhere you will get on the second week, you will get an update from Microsoft. So once you get an update, you have to come here, you have to download the latest .exe file, and you have to install that. So it will automatically update your Power BI desktop. This is a regular activity that you have to do if you wanted to go with the .exe file. Otherwise, if you wanted to do a one-time installation, and you can just turn on your Microsoft you know uh, usually we have an option to turn on updates, right? Automatic updates on our machine. So unless or until you manually turn it off, automatically all your Microsoft applications are updated on a regular basis whenever there is an update, right? Similarly, when you install it from Microsoft Store, automatically this version gets updated on a monthly basis, and you can be least worried. So it's all up to your choice. So I want you guys to install Power BI Desktop, if not already, by our next session with any of these two options. Okay. Let me go back to the screen. Okay. So as you know, I just spoke about Microsoft Power BI Desktop. So, but you kind of wondered, like when I click on download Microsoft Power BI, I landed up this option, and there are a few more options. What are these, right? What are these? So I'll give you a quick introduction of those options also, like what are these tools and what are they called. Okay. So basically, Microsoft Power BI mobile. So mobile is again a simple application. As you can see, you can get it from Microsoft, get it from Apple Store, get it from Android. It's just like any other application on your mobile. If you're using an Android, you know we have a lot of applications which are downloadable from Android application, Google Play Store, right? Similarly, you have Apple Store. Then you have Microsoft. So you can download this Power BI mobile app where it kind of allows you to download your Power BI reports as well, right? So you can also view your Power BI report which is built on your desktop. And once I tell you what is an architecture involved, like there are a few steps in some time. So then you know how it goes to cloud, and once it's there in the cloud, how it is available on Power BI mobile. So when you have an login credentials, so once you install this app, you can actually view your report, which is basically which you built on Power BI desktop on your mobile as well. Okay, that means your users or business users or clients can use on their mobile as well, access your data anywhere, anytime. Okay, right. So this is very simple. So there's something called Microsoft On-premises data gateway. We will be discussing this in detail. Just to give a brief introduction, just you can read out this. You can see keep your dashboards and reports up to date by connecting to your on-premises data sources without the need to move the data. That means what exactly it does is, uh, so let's assume there's a data in the Oracle database. There's a database called Oracle, and there's a lot of data sitting in there. And you kind of built a report. You kind of built a report on Power BI desktop. And as I mentioned you, that report can be viewed on Power BI mobile, right? So that means the data should be on the cloud. So we know the Oracle database is sitting on some server, some physical machine, some physical server, and your report is on Power BI desktop or some Power BI related thing. So how the data is kind of gets synchronized between these two is this one. We use a data gateway. So on-premises data source is one of the example of Oracle. We'll be discussing in detail, like how it is done, what is the data gateway, how is it installed. We come here and install it in two different options. I'll show you all that in our future sessions. But right now you have to understand this is kind of a bridge between your data and the report to make sure your report is kind of on up to date by fetching the data from the database server to the report. It's kind of a bridge. It's a data gateway. Name itself is a data gateway. Okay. And there's something called on-premises reporting with Power BI report server. This is similar to Power BI desktop and the other applications as a package of applications. Basically, it's kind of a uh, you know basically closed environment, like as you can see, organization firewall. So what exactly it is: deploy and distribute interactive Power BI reports and traditional paginated reports within the boundaries of your organization files. The main part is this entire thing that you are learning Power BI desktop and you're building your reports is in an open basis, like in an open environment. That means when it's open environment, you can build your report from your desktop, like I'm able to demonstrate from my desktop and all. Whereas when you use this one, you kind of cannot go outside of your organization's firewall. Maybe something like VPN or something closed, like suppose some clients, like if they are from health, especially health clients, health based clients. So all this pharmaceutical or health based information is kind of confidential information, right? So they kind of create their own firewall, organization firewall. If you have to build a report, you have to be as a part of their firewall, organization's firewall. If you are out of their firewall, you cannot do any build of your report. So they can kind of restrict it. So those kind of clients kind of use this server, report server, which is a package of all those, right? But it's in a closed environment. That's what you have to understand. So these are the four things. And this is the final one. many people doesn't basically I've seen many trainers don't talk much of all these different things, but the reason I'm kind of giving you an high level introduction, because before learning anything you need to know what we are learning, right? We have to know which area we are going, what is the direction we are going, and what are the different aspects of that tool. So knowing that, we will be having some clear picture clarity. Without clarity we cannot go and jump and learn anything, right? So especially nobody, I've seen nobody talking about this one, because because there are very less people who are kind of well versed with Power BI report builder, because the majorly used tool is Power BI. Power BI in general, they don't give that last name as Power BI desktop, because that's what it's in the market, like Power BI, Power BI. But as a developer, as a learning, you're learning, you need to be more specific, especially with the clients, or you have to have this in mind at least, because there's some major difference between a report developer, a report builder, and a Power BI desktop. Okay. So as you can see, create pixel perfect paginated reports for printing or electronic distribution with familiar experience relied on by thousands of report authors. So what exactly this means is, you might be seeing, like, printing. So especially in industries, big industries or manufacturing units, you might be seeing a supervisor collecting a manual report in his hands, especially if there is a stock being unloaded. So he carries that kind of manual in his hand, and he goes to page by page and looking at the stock items, like, okay, is this been downloaded or has been unloaded from the whatever big trucks they are getting into their manufacturing units, right? You can imagine that kind of a report. So even that is a kind of a report, right? Just like how many products have been unloaded today morning, like how many was in stock, is that is also one kind of a report, isn't it? So that is also a report, basically. So basically we call it as a paginated reports. Basically this for printing, because we have thousands of pages, sometimes hundreds of pages, right? We have 40-50 pages, where they go to each page and just double check if everything has been unloaded or something like that. So basically it's kind of an electronic distribution and printing purposes. So that means we have basically a data being displayed in hundreds of pages, right? So for that purpose we use Power BI report builder. Okay. Because why I'm mentioning this in clear is because people learn Power BI from various video tutorials. They never talk about Power BI report builder, and they start working with the client, and they get some requirement from the client saying that can you please get me some report. I wanted to look into some stock information, or some products information, and they kind of have like thousands of products in their stock, and they kind of try to create that report, basically, which is not the right way, because the purpose of Power BI is not to build thousands of pages, right? Because if you have some 20,000 products, right, and you wanted to make a table in a Power BI, you cannot show a 20,000 records related table in a Power BI, right? And if you wanted to split into multiple tables, that is not the purpose of Power BI, right? Power BI is meant for Power BI desktop, especially when I talk about Power BI, I mean Power BI desktop is meant to showcase some dashboards, some visualizations, some modern visualizations, which is kind of helps you to make some decisions, helps you to interact, it helps you to kind of play around, like drill through, drill down, interaction. You click on it, select some option, select some slicer, some drop downs. This kind of should be interactive, where you're talking about some report which is just a table like structure. Then you say, boss, you tell to your client, says that's not possible because you have some thousands of lakhs of records, and that's not the purpose of Power BI desktop. If you want that, you have some other tool, or if you want that, you can kind of physically take a snapshot from your database, or you can kind of export an Excel based report out of it, because that's not the whole purpose of Power BI desktop. Power BI is meant for dashboards and reports, which is kind of a visualization tool. It's a visualization tool. Okay, it's a data visualization tool. So basically, Power BI report builder is totally different. If you kind of look at Power BI report builder, So if you look at some of the report, how does it look? Basically, this is one of the example. Okay, this is one of the example. Basically, we can kind of generate some invoices as well, and also can see some mix of this. Just give me a moment. I'm getting an urgent call. You'll just have to answer that, please. Sorry for that. I kind of got an urgent call. Yeah. So basically, we're talking about Power BI report builder. So as you can see, few screenshot. This is one of the Power BI report builder screen, where you might have thousands of pages as well. So earlier we used to have crystal reports similar to this one. So where you can create thousands of pages, and this kind of we build one kind of UI and we generate a lot of reports, because once the data is inputted to this, we get thousands of records. So whereas Power BI generally is kind of basically, if you look at Power BI examples, you see a lot of visualizations. Like this is one of the Power BI report. This is one of the Power BI. So you see all the visualizations. Basically, Power BI is basically visualization tool. Okay. So nobody, in our entire journey, we never use this tool. You need not worry about this. The only thing is that you have to be aware, seeing that there's some separate tool to do some specific tasks. Okay. We are kind of learning this tool. This is a major tool that is kind of used in the market, and every client is kind of want to use this kind of a tool. Okay. All right. So let's go back to our.
Santosh, just
Yeah.
a question, sorry to intervene.
No
So
issues.
that you have mentioned, right, the report is different than the Power BI desktop. So is the learning is also different, or it is
It's
similar
totally
process?
different. It's totally different. The UI is different. The learning is different. The report builder is completely different. Report
Okay,
builder
so do
tool is
we need any other specific training on that, like for the builder?
no need. When you say yourself a Power BI developer,
Mhm.
it's not mandatory that you need to have a Power BI report builder. So no,
Okay,
because
okay,
90% of this 95% of the Power BI developers out there, nobody knows Power BI report builder.
okay.
95%
Got
I'm
you.
saying. Only those
All
5%
right.
exclusively kind of sit down and maybe they get some many projects, or they kind of sitting on learning that. But 95%, I'm literally telling you 95%. If you talk with any Power BI developer, just ask you, they never have worked on that Power BI report builder, because it's very rarely used to. I mean, very less clients have been using. But as a Power
Okay.
BI report developer, because when you are kind of taking the requirements, you should be aware what are
Mm.
the limitations of the tool, what can be done, what cannot be done, something like that. So we'll be talking in deep in future. So
Okay.
I'm giving upfront because that's one of the majorly tool listed in the
Mhm.
products itself, out of its products. So you should be aware of what are the listed of products from Microsoft Power BI, because all these are Power BI related tools. You should be
Mhm.
having an understanding, right? So
Yes, correct. Yeah.
because that's where our resume built, right? So if you go and look at your resume, you will be talking more about this. It is, if somebody is interviewing you and they wanted to check out this, you can clearly mention this. This is what this is.
Mhm.
This is what this is. This is what my experience is. So no issues with that. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
So, Santosh,
Yeah, please go ahead, Dinesh.
yeah, so if you learn on ourselves little bit deep dive on that Power Builder, the BI report builder, should
Mhm.
can we do that, and you like give us some after you finish this main course, and you can provide us little bit support or anything exercise, and we can just go through ourselves, and if
To,
you have any
okay.
doubt you can clear it or something.
Dinesh, to be frank, report builder, no, nobody is using. Even in my entire journey, I never used in my, with my clients also. There was no such requirement.
uh,
I kind of just explored long back to just demonstrate it to some of the, demonstrations. But I've never explored on this. I didn't get any, because I've worked on many clients. not only from my work clients. I have developed reports to offline clients, like who directly approach me from my website and kind of Udemy. So I never, because see, we have basically, to be frank, report
Uh-huh.
be this builder is doing is kind of showcasing you thousands of records. Basically, when they have their proper database or proper data in place, they're kind of able to generate the same reports using their tools, like maybe if they're using Oracle or SQL Server, they're able to generate those reports in terms of data by the major enterprise tool itself, instead of coming to report builder. And very rarely, kind of very limited requirements are there. So to be frank, yes, I'm not kind of providing any support on this, to be frank, because we won't be getting anywhere, anywhere. So you need not worry about this, because you have enough time spending on Power BI Desktop, because you have a lot to
Oh,
learn. Because there's a lot to learn in Power BI
oh,
Desktop. A lot of sub items, like when we go in deep of Power BI
okay.
Desktop, we have something called Power BI Service. We have something called Power Query. We have called M script, M code. Then we have DAX. We kind of build a lot of things in that. Once you open that tool, we have not yet opened the Power BI Desktop tool yet. So once you open the tool, you have no time to go elsewhere. You can do all those things there. So that's where many clients are sticking to it. But yeah, if you are kind of mastering the Power BI Desktop already, and you think you kind of put it into your resume, you out of interest, you wanted to do some some kind of practice or some research, yes, I can provide you some links. I have pretty much
Okay.
tutorial links with me. You can always approach me. I can provide you links so that you can learn A to Z of that links. Not like limited, but I can give you a proper link. I have some links which basically teaches you A to Z of that.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Because I was talking with one of the friend, and
Mhm.
he differentiate that Oracle report, that they are developer
Mhm.
2000 or like
Mhm.
Oracle reporting tool,
Mhm.
Oracle reports.
Right, right. Yeah.
So in Power BI, the BI reporting, it's more easier compared to that, and you can more give a better look and feel.
Mhm.
So it look better than the report builder, Oracle report builder, if you use the BI report.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
So that's why
Mhm.
it's maybe in big organization he work on big corporations. So they may be using it. So
Yeah, see, the
uh,
requirement basically is, see, like you mentioned, Oracle Report Builder, and they wanted to replace a similar tool. Uh,
right,
they wanted to convert those reports into something of Power BI stuff. Then they might be asking you to get trained on Report Builder, and they might be, kind of converting them, or migration activity,
right, right,
rebuilding it. So that time you have to sit down and kind of map what options are there, what, because this report builder is different than Power BI Desktop. So the options, the
right.
features,
So they
yeah,
have sorry to interrupt.
yeah.
So they totally have like this different responsibility, right?
Hmm.
Even if you
Yes,
go as a desktop, then you have more work on visualization,
yes,
like building the
yeah,
dashboard and all that. And those reporting, maybe different people can handle those job, right? BI
right,
reporting
right. Yeah,
generally.
this is totally different. This
Okay.
is kind of different. So yeah.
And it is a separate installation, right? As you
Yeah, it's a
as
separate election. As you can see, all these are down.
yeah,
As
yeah,
I told you about these
yeah.
two options, and here we have these two options, and then for this report server, you have this option, and then we have this option.
Oh yeah,
So you
yeah.
have to
So
install. It's
it's
a
it's a
separate UI.
huge thing to learn everything. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah,
part.
yeah. Because yeah, see, that's why I'm kind of giving an introduction, so that you are aware where are you going, what are you diving into, right?
Right.
So once you know, if you kind of interested, like anyways, I'll be covering this one. Again, this is the same as this one. We'll not be covering this, but this is the same as this one. There's only the difference. It's under the organization firewall, and this is because this is a
This is
separate tool. This is totally
okay.
separate tool. The navigation, the UI, it's totally different tools which we are not actually covering in this tool. That's what I'm being open upfront, so that you are aware where are you going. And majorly, if you look at 95% of the Power BI developers out there, nobody has worked
Uh-huh.
on this. So
Right.
there are, as I mentioned, like there is a requirement of the tool, like maybe something called Oracle Builder. They are old reports, like especially crystal reports. They wanted to convert similar kind of report. They have to learn, and they have to migrate that report, because some people kind of ask, they wanted to convert their crystal reports into Power BI reports. Not possible. What is the crystal report? Crystal report is something similar to this report. It's not a visualization report, right? Even though,
Right.
so there's something different conversions possible. So only when you have knowledge, you can kind of answer this question. But
Yeah,
majorly, yeah,
I saw that same word using in BI Publisher. It says
yeah, it's a replica of crystal
pixel
report.
perfect report. Same
Yeah,
word they have
exactly.
used for the tutorial. They have small, like 3-4 hours tutorial on that. I went through that. It's called same word they use, pixel perfect reporting.
Exactly. Crystal Reports
Uh,
is one of the pixel perfect paginated reports, which was a major
right.
BI tool. I worked extensively on that in my past experience. I worked on Crystal Reports. I worked on business objects, dashboarding, web intelligence, and all. So I know
But as you,
what exactly is this tool does. That's where I'm kind of replica.
right.
Yeah.
But to do our job, this is good enough, right?
Yeah.
To get a job and was maintain our job. What you was mentioned, the four earlier part, that is good enough, correct?
Which one? Which four are you talking?
The BI desktop
Mhm.
is good enough
Yeah,
to
that
do
should be,
our
this
job.
should be fair enough. Like when you term
Yeah.
yourself as a Power BI developer, this is more than enough, because there's
Right.
plenty of it inside once you jump start. Because see,
Oh,
if you want to learn anything, as I told you initially about myself, right? When I told you about
yeah.
myself, I talked about Power Platform. Like I mentioned you, this is Power Platform. Let me just show you Power BI. Let me just
Oh,
open it.
yeah.
Just to
Yeah. It's a
show you.
huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
Go
told
ahead.
you, like my kind of expertise is in Power Platform. Like, because Power Platform is kind of a package of tools. Like whereas Power BI is your major one, and then as you can, let me show you. This
Yeah.
is a Power BI. So Power BI is all about dashboards. This is what we are learning in our training. And then we have called Power
Right.
Apps. This is kind of an web-based applications as well as the mobile applications. And then we have something called Power Automate. Again, this is all automated stuff. This AI builder and all, everything can be automated. Every single thing which is done in IT can be automated using this. Okay. Anything like, it's very much interesting tool. It helps a lot of business
Yeah.
productivity. And then we have
Yeah.
called chatbots, like all this AI automated these days, like chatbots can be built. You might go to any
Oh,
website, any service, customer service, everybody is kind of having their automatic chat boxes, right? This can be built using Power Virtual Agent. So we can see this is a package. Every organization, every client wants to make their
right.
business automated. Yes, they purchase this Power Platform. They start with Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, Power. They have all they need. They have artificial intelligence as well, AI builder. They have everything in here. So that's where your Power BI is getting, your Microsoft tools, Power Platform is getting very much in popular, because it's having every single thing. Okay, so we're mostly learning, like Power BI stuff, because Power Apps is totally different, Power Automate is totally different, because we have a Power Apps developer as a total, like just like a Power BI developer. There's a role. There's a Power Apps developer role. There's a Power Automate developer role, right? There are very less Power Platform developers. Again, they are majorly, when they mention Power Platform, they kind of just use their certifications, but to be frank, they will be expertise in either Power Apps or Power BI. I'm very less. I've not seen, like who are expertise in all of these things, because
Right.
we have the separate teams, because I'm working in a real time. I've
Right.
seen, like, we have
Okay.
separate teams for the individual.
Right, I got it. Yeah. So one more, the Power Apps is like you develop the application also in that, right? And connect to the data
Yeah,
and
the
display
data is collected. It's
the,
kind of real time. It's just like, for example, you can kind of input on your mobile. There's an application where you can kind of input your daily activity, just like any other application. For example, there's a fitness application that you are using. Like today, you woke up at some time, you burn so many calories. So that same
right,
application can be built using Power Apps. That's
right.
exactly
Okay,
the
I
same
got it.
application.
Yeah,
That's a sample example. So here in the
right, right,
screenshot, they are showing something which is more useful in terms of kind of a business perspective, where some businesses using for tracking some inspections, or some or some trucks, like what is the position of it and all, what's in progress. You can see complete and all. So the status can be today's inspections, daily inspections can be updated. So everything can be built in using Power Apps. So easy to basically it's called as a low code, no code. We are using very low code and no code. There's no code actually. Just drag and drop.
It,
Just
it,
very.
it's like if you have Oracle Apex, have you heard of that low code app? You just
I
drag
heard
and
about Oracle Apex. Yeah, I heard of it. Yeah.
yeah, that's maybe similar. You build your application without much coding and
Mhm.
display interactive report as well as you input your data too.
Right. Right.
Maybe similar to that.
Yeah. So what my ideas to is say that you have a lot of minor items or topics where you can be more, get your expertise on. So
Right.
my suggestion, because I've been training a lot of people, and
Yeah.
let me just use some, I guess, because when I train many people, like you can see, this is my Udemy, and I have almost 52,000 students enrolled for my couple of courses that I have basically created some individual topic. Like this is for DAX, one course. This is for again one topic, like beginner's course on Power BI with Azure DevOps. It's for Azure DevOps, like how to connect to Azure DevOps. So for that course itself, I've seen more than 50,000, like more than 30,000 people have enrolled, because you can go down to each topic. What I mean to say is you can go down to each topic and you can get a lot of expertise there. It's not your Power BI is so vast. Basically, it's not limited. So once you get kind of start learning your let me just open up this tool, start learning this one tool, that's where you got a lot to learn, a lot to expertise on. So just like I've been working on Power BI since very long, but I work little bit on Power Apps, little bit on Power Automate, little bit, but not completely, because your Power BI doesn't allow you to go. There's a lot in itself. There's a lot of stuff in Power BI, a lot of topics, a lot of options, a lot of different tools. Like when I open this up, as you can see, yeah, this is you will be discussing the UI tomorrow. I think we are already out of the time, so we'll be discussing the UI tomorrow, and I'll be showcasing you what all things are possible. What all things we can do. There are different areas of work, like visualizations, data model, and data, and then we have something called transform data, where you go clean up your data. A lot of options are there. A lot of things can be done using Power BI desktop itself. So once you are done with this entire course, you'll be more well versed with the Power BI desktop tool. After that, if you wanted to go on with your learning journey, I can give you some suggestions. I can point you to the right resources so that you can continue your journey in learning the other tools as well. It's not like I'm not helping you out. Yes, I can help you out, but I'll be guiding you, but not training you on that, because my total training part is on Power BI desktop, which should be fair enough for getting onto a Power BI developer job. All right. If you have any questions, please let me know. Kalpana, Malika, Divya, Dinesh.
I'm good, Santosh.
All right. Okay, then we can continue in our next session. This today's session is more kind of introduction, so that you should be aware of what's in, and what is around, where are we going, what are the different things. From next session, we'll be starting with our tool. We'll be working on the tool majorly. We'll be looking into practicals. We'll be looking into options. We'll be taking up some sample data sets and demonstrating those things. Okay.
Santosh, before we end up this call,
Yeah, Malika.
I did I did try to download the Power BI app.
Mhm.
For some reason, I think I'm not able to open it up. I don't know. I might have done something wrong with that. Uh, I'll try to open it up and see again tomorrow. If I have any questions, can I reach out to you?
Yeah, definitely. You can just give me an update. Can ping me in the group as well, or can touch base with me. Can just let me know, like if you are facing any issue. Maybe you can take a screenshot and say me if it is. Sometimes what happens, I'll just easily can guide you, or just change this option. It will be fixed. If not, if it's needed to connect, I'll let you know. We can connect and check it out. Not an issue.
Yeah, sure. That
Yeah.
would be great. Thank you.
Okay.
Santosh, I will take only 1 minute from
Yeah,
you.
Dinesh, please tell me. Yeah.
I also tried, but I found that I have Windows 7, so it didn't
Oh,
allow me.
yeah. I think you have to go with the second
And
option.
I went through one of the video and it says that I have to upgrade the .NET framework first.
Agree. Since you are using Windows 7, which is kind of,
Yeah, I
yeah.
like it. That's why I didn't upgrade Windows 10.
Okay, okay.
Now
You
I
because
lost the Windows.
the support is already gone for Windows 7, but
Yeah.
yeah, but fine, it still works. But you need to kind of additionally do the installations of .NET framework, and there are a couple of things to make sure, because they're not automatically coming in a package. So you need to see, like, some options are not available, and again after that also again the latest, I'm not sure, because of the latest upgrade is not allowing, then would be challenging, because when we lose the support from Microsoft, sometimes there's a chance that your base tool also doesn't let you install it. But I think it can be done. You can just because I've seen one of my other students was doing the installation a couple of months back on Windows 7. He was working on Windows 7 as well. So yeah, try installing .NET and just see for other options. If you're not getting, let me know. I can guide you.
Yeah,
Or
no, yeah, because I don't want to spend your lots of time in the live session and
yeah.
spoil other people's time. I should be ready because it will take time. This situation, it's not like just install. If it's Windows 10, you can install in 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
This
to upgrade the .NET is won't hurt my PC, my
no
laptop.
.NET .NET will always add on. It's an add-on. It will not
Oh,
do
okay.
any. Yeah, it's an always add-on, because to use some web components, .NET is required. Some applications also .NET is required.
So
You can install.
I'm a right path, right, to upgrade the .NET and then
Yes.
download that one of I saw the link somewhere.
Yes. So not only that, I think there should be some other request to install along with the .NET. I'm not able to recollect for Windows 7. You
Uh-huh.
might be asked to upgrade something else as well. I'm not able to recollect, but you just try .NET. Maybe after that you would get that notification. Once you do that, yes, Power BI will move to the next step. Like it will be installable. If it is not happening, just
I,
let me know in the group so that yeah.
I have another laptop, but I don't have a database on that laptop.
Database is not
Windows 10.
required. You can directly install. Database is not required. So
So
there's only
you
one
don't need
area.
database.
No, not
Okay.
required. Only when we are connecting to various sources using Power BI Desktop in my demonstrations, I would be
Uh-huh.
showcasing you many
Okay.
examples, like one SharePoint, one OData, one SQL Server, one Excel, like that.
Correct.
So when I'm talking about one of the data source, yes, once in one of the connection, it is required to demonstrate how we can connect to a database. That's it. Otherwise, it's not required, because we are using some cloud based SharePoint, which I'll be giving you the access.
Yeah. So we can bring the data from Excel
Yeah.
Excel
I'll be
also,
giving
right?
you. I will be providing you an access from a SharePoint.
Right.
Yeah, so you can
From
use that.
Excel we can
Yeah,
use it.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good night, Santosh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Nice talking to you guys. So let's catch up in the next session. After tomorrow.
Sure, Santosh, a quick question. Sorry.
Yeah.
So how long the session will be from our next class, Santosh? I
Yeah.
mean, is it
Session.
1 hour, 2 hour, or
It will be 1 hour session, provided we would have an additional, 15 minutes, like, of discussion. Like I could say 1 hour, 15 minutes at max. So
okay?
because the teaching is at one level and the practice is another level. So we'll be
Mhm,
doing the practicals, and I'll be asking you to replicate the same. So you have to
mhm.
do that, and the next session we would be discussing in the initial first 10 minutes or 15 minutes of
Okay.
discussion. So that way we
Okay.
keep learning, we keep progressing. So if you are
Mhm,
consistent enough, you till my last session, or till we reach out to the DAX, it will be easier
mhm.
to you guys to be on track. Otherwise, what happens?
Okay.
You lose track, and that keeping goes on piled up, and you kind of
Yeah.
not be confident on the topics in middle or in post middle sessions, because for that you need
Got
all
it.
these basic concepts. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. If there are no questions, we can wrap it up for today. I will see you in the next session.
Yeah. Thank you.
See you all.
Good
All
Bye.
night,
right.
sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.